Yes, ladies and gentlemen, football legend Jay Jay Okocha, he's here with me right here in studio. Thank you so much. I want to know what you're feeling when you see those clips. I saw you smiling. You know, he had this smile like, yeah, that's me.
Well, it brought back a lot of good memories.
Right.
I think it's always important, to put your heart in whatever you're doing, and you could see that I was playing with passion, football used to be my life, and I think I smile whenever I say that I did well, because I really dedicated my life to
Right.
football, and at the end of the day, it paid off.
Jeez, proud of you. Let's talk about a certain clip there. It's the first clip, and I'd want us to play it again. And it's a time that you were scoring against Oliver Kahn. And your coach later on said that, I kept shouting, shoot, shoot, shoot. But you kept, just playing around with the, dribbling and everything. I just want us to see that clip. And I'm thinking, what took you so long to score that? Were you showcasing yourself like, guy, here I am, guys?
No, it wasn't planned, All I wanted to do was to score. But whenever I raise my head, I see an opponent in front of me. And of course, I had the composure and the patience to keep the ball. So I kept it until I found the elusive space to shoot. But I think it was a big risk because after the game, our coach told me that had it been I didn't score, as long as he remains the coach of the team, that I will never play again.
Yeah, well, how would you have felt after all that? You didn't score.
Well, I never thought about
You
it.
don't
but,
think you didn't think
yeah, but
about
I'm
it?
a risk taker, If you want to stand out, you have to do something different, something spectacular. And if it works out, then you become a hero. If it doesn't work out, you become a villain. But you have to take also calculative risk.
Calculatively. You said that football used to be your life. So what is it that you're doing right now? Because you said it used to be. What is it that you're doing right now?
It's because I'm retired now,
Right,
but I
right.
do business now, and of course I still do a bit with football, but it's more like giving back.
Giving back. And talking about giving back, let's talk about Super Eagles. The time that you were there, they were, the creme de la creme of African football. But right now, that's really not the case. What happened?
Well, I think we failed to build on the foundation that we laid, and apart from that, I think the other countries have caught up with us now because football has changed. The gap has been bridged, and that fear factor is no longer there. But I think we're on the right track now.
Are
We've
you?
managed to put a young team together now, and things have started looking brighter again.
How do you feel that they were not able to get to the Africa Cup of Nations 2 consecutive times?
Well, I think we were all disappointed, because to us, Nations Cup is not complete without Nigeria. We know the colorful atmosphere that will bring to the Nations Cup. And of course, it does affect football business in Nigeria. So I think some of us really felt it.
Let's go back to your childhood. I was reading about you, and it's very interesting that you started, your football with the, as we call the balls that have plastic papers. Joala is like plastic paper bags, yeah? And you make that makeshift football. And it's the same story with how you started your career. Maybe you could just take us back to that. What took you there? How did you know that I want to take a shot at this game?
Well, I think it was obvious to some of us because we grew up in a poor neighborhood, and then there was nothing like PlayStation or computer games. All we had then was football, and that was the only place we could express ourselves, and forget about the hardship that we were going through. And also sometimes we could not afford to buy a proper football, so we make up whatever we could find, and play with it. And I think it did help my career a lot because my dribbling skills started from there because I was just playing for the love of the game, and I was trying something new all the time without restriction.
Right.
So later on, when I become a professional, I try to put those things in practice, even on a big stage, you know, but then for the interest of the team.
Let's talk about the time that you have dual citizenship with Turkey. How did it feel that a country loved you so much, and you're playing for Fenerbahce? How did it feel until they're like, we love you so much, be one of our own, and here's the citizenship?
Well, it's amazing, you know. I never realized that one could be loved so much, you know, and I think
Really?
they broke every rules, you know, and gave it to me after just a year. But then it was a bit difficult for me to leave when I left, you know, because I think so many people were disappointed. But I made it clear that it was just because of my career that I was still ambitious, you know. I wanted to try something different.
What do you think of African football right now? And I'll specifically talk about young African, men who are really taking a shot at the big leagues. There's your nephew, Yobi, who's playing right now for Arsenal. And then there's also our very own Wanyama, who is one of the best defensive midfielders in the EPL. How does that make you feel, seeing this other crop of young footballers making it big?
Well, it makes me feel over the moon, you know, because it was what we labored for, you know. Our job then was to open doors for the younger ones, and it gives me a great deal of joy to see that Wanyama is doing great. But you say what he's doing is not just for Kenyans, it's for Africans,
right?
Because he's representing Africa whenever he's playing, and of course he will be developed interest at very young age, you know, but he had a good foundation because he was lucky to have been in Europe since when he was 6, and he was scouted at young age. So his foundation, I think, was a lot better than what we had,
right?
You know. But I'm so delighted that he developed the interest, you know, to play football, and not just that, to decide as well to play for Nigeria. What
is your most memorable memory of what you used to do when you're actively in the game?
Well, it's for me, I used to see it like an opportunity to showcase my talent. And there was also an opportunity for me to eradicate poverty,
right?
You know, and to build a
in
great
your family,
in my family,
okay.
And also maybe in my community, yeah, I had that motivation whenever I step out there, you know, that I have people that I'm playing for and not just for myself. What
impact did that have on your family, like you mentioned, to eradicate poverty? Like you mentioned when we started, you said that you were brought up, in an impoverished kind of environment. So what change were you able to have just by the fact of you being, a player out there making it big?
Well, I think we all want to be comfortable. we all want to have a good life, you know, and we want to be in a situation whereby we don't have to struggle to put food on our table. And football provided me that opportunity. And of course, it's maybe that's the difference between when I was playing and now, because things are a lot easier now. But then you have to give credit to whoever succeed in playing football, because it's a very difficult job.
And then are you looking to become a coach? My sports colleagues, Hassan Juma, Abula, were asking, if you could go and coach Super Eagles. Is that something you think about or looking into?
Well, not yet,
okay.
Because I'm in the opinion that we still need to get the administrative side of the game right. I don't want to be employed and fired the next day. You know, we need to get the office right, to be able to give the coaches a fair ground to function, you know, and I think that's a big problem in Africa.
What is the one thing that we do not know about JJ? What is it that you love to do? Of course, not apart from the dribbling and everything. What else don't we know about you?
Well, I think I'm an introvert.
Really?
You know, yeah.
You don't sound like an introvert.
No, but because of my profession,
Okay.
you know, I have to come out of my shell, you know, and of course I realized that I need to inspire the young ones, you know. But I love fashion and I love music.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to anything.
Niger music?
Of course, we have to promote our own people.
Do you listen to Kenyan music?
Not yet, but maybe...
I'll introduce you. I hope that before
please
you
do.
leave, I'll introduce you to a couple of our great artists. All right, so right now I want us to head on to the hot seat. We call it the hot seat because it's red. And I want you to have a shot at anchoring. I had a shot at, you know, a bit of football here.
Oh.
Just chill. I got you. Let's go over. As you tell me, what is your biggest fear then? Do you have fears?
I used to be scared of failing. you
Failing?
know? Yes.
Right. Failing at what? Failing at football, failing at life generally?
Failing at life, you know, not to leave my mark, you know. I wanted to leave something behind, you know. I wanted to be remembered, you know, and that was my fear, you know, not to succeed in whatever I decide to do.
All right. So let's see if you'll succeed in this one.
Well,
Hand over the ball. Yeah, I'll keep this one for you. So I'm sure you can see clearly? Yeah? Don't worry, just go slow. There's no pressure. So you can introduce yourself and then you'll be just fine, trust me. Slowly, yeah.
I'll try.
All right.
My name is Augustine Jay Jay Okocha. Let's now bring you the story of hope in the midst of despair. About 8.2 million people in Somalia are currently facing starvation, with women and children being most affected. Our reporter, Timothy Otano, now brings us the story of one woman on the front line in the fight against hunger.
The destruction witnessed at the capital of the Horn of Africa country remains clear for all to see. What isn't on display when you visit Mogadishu is the silent suffering of women and children here, who are the greatest victims of an ongoing famine that has seen more than 6 million people at the risk of facing food insecurity. Most of the victims of communicable diseases such as cholera end up in this institution, the Banadir Hospital that many here refer as a safe haven. But the irony is, for foreign journalists such as us, we are not allowed to do our piece to camera without this protective gear for a place considered one of the safest institutions in the whole of Mogadishu. But just ask 45-year-old Lul Mohammed and she'll tell you her greatest concern is not the ongoing battle between AMISOM forces and the Al-Shabaab taking place outside the walls of this hospital, but rather the turmoil witnessed by medics within this facility on a daily basis. The head of the pediatric unit at the Banadir Hospital in Mogadishu is one among many female medics fighting an even greater battle to secure the health of women and children mostly affected by drought.
Since the drought coming, the number of cases are increasing. Not only the number, but also the death rate also is increasing. And the hospital is facing now an emergency situation.
Lul is the head of a team of female nurses manning these corridors as foot soldiers of hope in a country facing one of the worst drought situations in 4 years.
You came from where?
The situation so severe that it attracted the attention of the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who tweeted this when he visited Somalia 3 weeks ago. Just arrived in Somalia on emergency visit to focus on famine and cholera. People are dying. The world must act now to stop this. Weeks later, it seems little has been done to alleviate the situation. The bed space at the Banadir Hospital has since been depleted. Mothers with their sick children, mostly ailing from severe malnutrition and cholera, are left banking all their hopes on the understaffed, unequipped medics here, all of whom are working as volunteers.
This month alone, we have more than 500 cases and 13 deaths. That's why the situation, and on the other hand, the response is not well organized.
We find 40-year-old Sonto Hassan clasping to her last-born son. The boy has been admitted at this hospital ever since the famine situation hit fever pitch 2 weeks ago.
He started vomiting he has been vomiting at her house, at her home for 14 days. Then she brought it here, and today is her 12th day in this hospital.
Her story is shared by this woman who is lucky enough to get the attention of the head of the pediatric unit. Her 2.5-year-old child, Felice Ali, is suffering from acute watery diarrhea since 2 days ago. Lul says the child should recover. But the story perhaps may be worse for this child who has since been diagnosed with cholera. Her parents, who live kilometers away from Mogadishu, arrived here days late, and the child passed away just minutes after we left the hospital. It's yet another sorry situation that Lul and the medics here have to contend with, all in an effort to ensure that even though the world is doing little to help the victims here, they are doing the much they can to bring hope in the darkest of hours. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.
All right, there we go. So, Timothy Otieno, they're a very interesting story. Let me rate you, and I'll rate you at, I think you did well, a 6.5 or 6.4 out of 10.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased with that.
Not too bad. It's only that the Timothy Otieno, the name there kind of like...
Well, I don't know what happened. I lost it there, but don't forget I'm a Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigerian.
I'm not familiar with that.
I get it. Oh, all right. So I'm sure you're wondering why I've changed into the Arsenal jersey, and it's because of your nephew. He brought this, and I have to be kind. I won't say if I support Arsenal or not, but for tonight,
I'll convert you.
You'll convert. Okay, let's see how that will work. All right. So I promised a bit of action. So join me at the. Yeah, on the set. We'll turn this into something else. So before we start this, the reason you're here in Kenya is because of the Barclays Kenya Open.
Yes.
Why did they choose you to steer this particular tournament?
Well, I think I've done a bit for Barclays in the past, and I think they wanted to try my golfing skills.
How?
And
how was it?
I was terrible, I think.
I like your honesty.
I was terrible, I think. But I've developed immense interest now in golfing.
And so is it something that you're going to be doing?
Yes, but as hobby.
As a hobby?
As a hobby.
All right. And how's your time in Kenya been?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. It's sad that we don't get used to meeting people, interacting with people, I've been to so many places. I've been to Kenya a couple of times, but I've never had the opportunity to meet with Kenyans, and this trip have given me that opportunity, and I'm looking forward to coming back.
What do you think of us?
Fantastic people. I never
Okay.
thought
You're not just saying that because it's the right thing to say.
No. I thought I have enemies here because of the way we used to beat Kenya.
What do you say?
But I think they've shown me that they understand that I was just doing my job.
So you thought there's going to be beef when you came?
Yes.
All right, no, we're peace-loving people. All right, so I'm sure we'll just use one. So I'll first of all, just let you do your thing before you can teach me a thing or two here.
Well, I think I'm more comfortable here now than I
can see even you're more relaxed. So a 6.5 is not too bad.
So we start with no more basic, just passing, because it's a team game.
Okay.
You need to be able to pass the ball to your teammate.
Okay.
So,
Do you
but
pass the ball or do you showcase?
I want to pass it
Okay.
to you now.
All right, fine.
Okay,
All right.
before I showcase a bit more.
Look at the camera there, just focusing there. Okay, fine, let's do this.
Okay, so basic
Yeah.
is just pass. You say, mine went straight to you. You made it a bit difficult for me.
So that's a problem?
That's a problem.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, because you need to hit the target. So straight. Voila, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, then so next one is you stop it, you control it before you pass. Okay.
Just
It's-
wow.
it's
Okay.
a-
Let me just give a disclaimer that, you are the one who's meant for this,
Yeah.
So let's just, okay. So you stop it and then you do what?
You just stop it and pass it back to
Okay.
me. Voila, better.
Yeah?
I say, better.
My kicks are really strong though.
Okay.
Yeah?
Let's see if you can keep it up a bit. Even if it's, let me say, as a starter,
Okay.
at least 3 times. 3 times. That's all I want you to do.
Wow. Okay, so this is the moment that I embarrass myself on national TV. But let me try this. Can I at least try with one, just
You
once?
can.
Oh wait,
Not
I
bad.
can get a second chance.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I give up.
Well-
Is there another
well-
style, a simpler one?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't get any easier than this.
Okay, let's see you do something then. Let me even just chill a bit here.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I actually got that.
Okay. I will try. My pant is a bit tight, but let me see what I can do. Oops.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, wow. Jeez, okay. Okay, Mr. Legend. That is so dope. You're so good. So we still have JJ here in studio. Tell me all the questions that you want me to ask him, and we'll be able to do that. He's still here with me for the next couple of minutes. But for now, though, take us on a break.
Stay tuned.
How do you say that in your language?
Oh,